tries, but I finally got in making a few minor adjustments. Now you might be waiting until you're 60 or 70 to get in, but there's a quicker way to increase my miles. I was only running 25 to 35 miles a week and it wasn't cutting it. One of the things that helped me increase my miles so they weren't so boring was to find a group to run with. When you find a group to run with, it helps keep things fun, you have people to conversate with, and it makes the miles go by easier. You'll also stay motivated along the way. The second thing that I did was I had to slow down to get faster. Every time I ran, I would go out and run an 8-minute pace or faster. Every time, whether it was running 4 miles, 8 miles, or 18 miles, I always did the same pace. And it wasn't allowing my body to recover. My muscles weren't recovering, my heart wasn't recovering, so I had to slow down. So outside of the days that I did a tempo run or a threshold run or on the track, days following I would do an easy run, an 8:30 to 9-minute pace, easy run. So the third thing that I did differently was that I started to fuel better. So before I would take water breaks when I did my training runs, but then on marathon day I would take water and then down as many goos as I could to get through. And what that would usually end with was me in the porta potty. So the thing that I suggest you doing is to train with your fueling during your training run. So pick a mileage that you want to do. I did every 6 miles. So if I did a 12-mile run, I fueled at 6 miles and I fueled at 12 miles. If you're doing an 18-mile run, you're going to fuel at 6 miles and fuel at 12 miles. If you're consistent about when you fuel, your body will become reliant on that. To remember is it takes about 15 to 20 minutes for that fuel to get into your system. So always fuel before you need it. Last thing that I did was I started adding speed work to my workouts. So I would go out and do track once a week. I would add striders into my runs, hill sprints. You have to, just the same way that you have to run slower to get faster, you also have to run faster to faster. And I suggest running with people who are faster than you because it gives you somebody to chase after and it will motivate you to keep running faster. Another thing that you might want to try, it doesn't work for everybody, is to increase your longest mileage run. So before I would run maybe an 18-miler or a 20-miler during my training. There were years that I only ran a 16-mile and tried to run. And that does work for some. Some coaches will give you training plans that are geared around only running up to an 18-mile run. And that's fine because your coach is going to give you runs to build you up to a solid race on race day. However, most people need to be able to run at least a 20-mile run. For me, I needed to run 22 to 24-mile run before the race. And it was more a mental thing than anything. I needed to know that if I can run 22 to 24 miles, I can run 26 miles. So that's another thing that helps me along the way. Like I said, it may not be for everybody, but it's worth a try. So those are things that helped me get into Boston. And not just Boston. Since then, I've also qualified for New York, and I've been setting PRs ever since. So give it a try, and let us know in the comments. Isn't that the same bag that was here earlier? So give it a try and see if it works for you, and let us know if it does in the comments. Thank you, and don't forget to subscribe.